The government is doing everything possible. Hospitals and the healthcare people are all geared up. But every Singaporean must take it seriously. And it's not just for H1N1. It's also for SARS, bird flu, MRSA, chikungunya, food poisoning. We should clean up our act personally and as a community. NEA has relaunched its Singapore OK campaign. Please support them. There are spring cleaning everywhere, our hawker centers, food courts, toilets. Schools, kindergartens, and are teaching our children on proper hand washing and cough etiquette. We must sustain this as part of our way of life and not just because of the crisis. Please join us in this effort. This is because the next outbreak may not be so kind. If I may remind, we have now 2 wake-up calls. The first wake-up call 6 years ago with SARS, deadly but not so contagious. And this second wake-up call, contagious but not so deadly. You can't tell, the next crisis may be both deadly and contagious. And if our PDIP are not strong, there will be many casualties, there will be many deaths. I'm confident about our PDI because they have been tested several times, and so far so good. It is the last P. I don't have much confidence yet. Please prove that I'm wrong. So let's up our personal hygiene standard. Meanwhile, we should shift to a sustainable level of precautions and control measures. This is to avoid flu fatigue, because this is not a one-off 2-week exercise. This will be sustained operation. See, all experts are talking about the next outbreak coming in the next winter, a few months' time. So this is a sustained operation, and you cannot maintain at heightened level unless it is necessary. And if it's not necessary, then we should begin to scale it down. Now that we have a better knowledge of the outbreak, we can pull back some of the measures and move from orange to yellow. But for prudence, we are not doing it immediately. I think we take 4 or 5 days to do so, slowly scaling it down progressively. Bear in mind that yellow is not green. So we are not declaring that we are safe, and do whatever as per last year. Yellow is not green. The virus is still out there circulating and making people sick, and is likely to come here soon, if not already here. So we will still need to impose temperature screening at the borders, in the hospitals, in the clinics, and we still need to impose home quarantine orders on travelers from heavily infected areas. But some of the measures, like 1 visitor rule, we can ease it. Temperature taking at public offices, like coming here, we can ease it. I think there's a handout on the various measures today, tomorrow, and on Monday. You'll see the details there. But let me stress that the situation remains dynamic, and we must continue to stay vigilant and manage this crisis nimbly, scaling up or down as necessary. We should keep an open mind, not to prejudge the situation, and to adjust our responses according to data as they subsequently become available. Vigilance remains important because this is still a new virus strain to which people have limited immunity and whose cause remains uncertain. Certainly, Singaporeans have no natural immunity to it because it is a brand new strain. So once you have one case, it will spread easily, infecting many. Fortunately, the cases seem mild, but pandemics can start out mild and over the course of several months become a severe illness. So we are definitely not yet out of the woods, but some easing of the measures will avoid flu fatigue and also conserve valuable resources. For example, N95s. I was taking a walk in one hospital today, and I myself consume a couple of N95s. And these are valuable resources which the next wave comes, and if they are severe and virulent, that is our major protection gear. So we should not waste the bullets. In revising this alert, our experts have taken into account two likely developments. First, even if WHO upgrades alert level from phase 5 to phase 6, our move is still applicable, provided the virus remains mild. Second, even if Singapore begins to encounter its first few confirmed cases, our move is still applicable, provided the illness is not severe, as observed in the US, Europe, and elsewhere. So the key assumption is, for the change, is the virus remains mild. Our assumption is the virus is mild, as observed in more than a few hundred cases now in different parts of the world. Of course, if the virus has become more virulent and the case fatality rate begins to soar elsewhere, then our assumption is wrong, and we will quickly review our alert level and recalibrate our control measures appropriately. So in short, we have had a good week, but the enemy is still out there ready to pounce. And some may get through our defense and cause some damage. We will deal with the intruders and treat our casualties as best we can. We remain on high alert, but some of the measures introduced last week can now be eased.